Torvin Stonehand. Torvin Stonehand, they called me. A misnomer, really. Not much stone in my hands these days, more like wind and worry. I lived, or rather existed, at the edge of the Whisperwind glade, a hunter of sorts, though what I mostly hunted was solitude. The village folk tolerated me, mostly because I occasionally brought back a deer or a boar. But they didn't see me. And I preferred it that way. The truth was, I was fading. Not physically, not yet. But my tether to this world felt frayed, thinning with each passing season. A creeping emptiness had settled in my bones, a coldness that no fire could touch. It wasn't fear of death, exactly. More like a forgetting. A slow erasure of self. Old Man Hemlock, a hermit, a whisperer to stones, and generally avoided, found me one twilight. He didn't offer pleasantries, just a small, obsidian sphere, cool to the touch. A dream stone, he rasped, his voice like dry leaves skittering across pavement. It will clarify your vision. Strengthen your connection. He said it would cure my fading, though he didn't explain what he meant by that. He warned me, though. A barely audible murmur, every clarity has a shadow. Remember that, Stonehand. I scoffed. What shadow could be worse than the nothingness already consuming me? I traded him my best hunting hawk for it, a foolish bargain in retrospect, but I didn't see it that way then. It felt like a lifeline. The dreamstone changed everything. At first, it was subtle. Vivid dreams, yes, but more than that. A heightened awareness. I could track game with impossible precision, anticipate the weather, even sense the emotions of others. The emptiness began to recede, replaced by a surging vitality. My hunts became legendary. The villagers, once indifferent, now sought my advice, my protection. I reveled in it. The feeling of being seen, of being important, it was intoxicating. I spent hours each night cradling the dream stone, slipping deeper into its luminous embrace, lost in worlds woven from thought and shadow. It started with the forgetting of small things. The name of a familiar herb, the route to a favorite hunting ground. Annoying, but easily dismissed as the absent-mindedness of age. Then came the gaps in memory, larger now, unsettling. I found myself staring at the faces of villagers, knowing I'd spoken to them just moments before, yet unable to recall their names or the content of our conversation. And the dreams, they were becoming less mine. Filled with landscapes I'd never seen, voices I didn't recognize, and a growing sense of displacement. Driven by a prickling unease, I began to question others. Discreetly, of course. Asking about shared memories, past events. The responses were off. Villagers remembered things differently, details skewed, timelines distorted. One woman insisted I'd gifted her a silver locket years ago, a locket I'd never owned. Another claimed I'd helped him rebuild his barn, a barn that had burned down before I even arrived in the glade. The inconsistencies mounted, forming a disturbing pattern. It wasn't my memory failing. Something was altering their recollections, reshaping the past around me. Old Man Hemlock. I sought him out, a gnawing dread twisting in my gut. He didn't seem surprised to see me. The dream stone, he said, his eyes like chips of obsidian. It doesn't strengthen connection, Stonehand. It replaces it. It feeds on the memories of others, weaving them into your own, bolstering your presence at the cost of theirs. The clarity, the vitality, the sense of importance, it was all stolen. Every memory, every skill, every moment of connection had been purchased with fragments of other people's lives. The dream stone wasn't a gift. It was a parasite, and I, its host. I tried to destroy it. Hammer, fire, even the churning rapids of the Whisperwind River. Nothing worked. The dreamstone remained stubbornly intact, its surface cool and mocking. Then I tried to sever the connection, to withdraw my mind from its influence. But it had become too deeply ingrained. Every attempt was met with a searing pain, a fracturing of my sense of self. I discovered that the dream stone wasn't merely drawing on others' memories, it was subtly rewriting them, solidifying its control. The villagers were becoming distant, their eyes vacant, their personalities muted. Their memories were fading, replaced by a placid emptiness. Hemlock offered a solution, a terrible one. Another trade. My own memories, my own sense of self, in exchange for severing the Dreamstone's connection. To become a blank slate, a ghost in my own life. Or, to succumb, to embrace the stolen clarity, to become a vessel for the memories of others, a living echo of 1,000 forgotten lives. The choice felt less like a decision and more like a surrender. In the end, I chose to try and limit the damage. I couldn't destroy the Dreamstone, and I couldn't bear to lose myself completely. I would use its power, but with restraint. I would be a guardian of memories, not a thief. I still wander the Whisperwind Glade, but I am no longer Torvin Stonehand, not entirely. I am a patchwork of borrowed experiences, a mosaic of stolen lives. The villagers remember me, but their recollections are fragmented, incomplete. They sense a strangeness about me, a hollowness beneath the surface. I use the Dreamstone to help them, to soothe their fears, to guide their lives. But every act of kindness is a reminder of the price I paid. I am a living ghost, bound to this world by the stolen memories of others, forever haunted by the man I once was. The clarity remains, but it is a cold, borrowed light, illuminating a world forever lost to me.